Today I am going to draw my Disney life. I was born and raised and still live in Nebraska with my mom, my dad, my older sister, that's me, and my younger sister. And in the year 1993, we decided to go on our first trip to Walt Disney World, and my mom saved all of her money from her in-home daycare for 2 years for us to go on this trip. We went to Daytona Beach, to Cocoa Beach, to Nassau, and of course Walt Disney World, where we stayed at the Contemporary Resort, and it was a long, awesome vacation, especially for your first time going down. Then we decided to go back in 1996, 3 years later, and again we took a road trip all the way from Nebraska to Florida, and we went again in 1997 for our summer vacation. When I was a junior in high school, I was a part of the Future Educators of America Club, and there was a convention for this club at Coronado Springs in Walt Disney World. So I got to go down with the members of my club and my club leader, and it kind of was the first time I got to show around some people who had never been there before, and I got to show off what I knew and how to get around, which was pretty awesome. And then I graduated from high school in 2001, and I went to college, and to pay for college I had a full-time job while going to college to become a teacher. And at this full-time job in 2001 was when I met and started talking to my future husband, and then in 2002 we started dating. And then the year 2005 we started talking about getting married in the summer, or that summer we decided to we started talking about it. And then I went with my family, not Eric, but with my family, to Walt Disney World, and we went to Vero Beach also that summer. And when we came back from our family trip, I was talking with my parents, and my dad was kind of joking around, "Oh, you guys should get married down in Disney World." And I thought, wow, that's an amazing idea. So I talked to Eric, and he really didn't care either way. He said, okay. So he went with it. And then in September of 2005, my parents were already down in Walt Disney World for their anniversary trip. So I took one day to go down and join them, and we stayed at Coronado Springs. And we had a date set up with a Disney fairy tale wedding coordinator lady, and so we went there. Their little place is not sure what it's called anymore, and I know a lot of things have changed since we've gotten married, but it was next to the wedding pavilion, and she took us around to many different venues. We went to Boardwalk, we went to the Yacht and Beach Club, and we also, of course, got to go inside the wedding pavilion, and that's when I fell in love with that and knew that's where it had to be. So I called, before I called Eric up, we had to look at our calendar and their calendar and see what dates were open, and there was a date in June, the time and date that worked, and there were very limited spots. So I went ahead and I called Eric, and he said yes. So we were okay with that date. We went ahead and set it, and then in February 2006 was Eric and my first trip down to Disney World when we were actually engaged. And my mom and my two sisters went down with us, and it was actually a trip to meet up with our wedding planner. And we stayed at the Polynesian, and we got to go over all of like the details and the plans and things like that. Fine tune them a little bit because we had been emailing back and forth, and actually get to meet her and look at things. We got to do cake testing, and we looked at flowers, and I picked out the bouquets, and we went over the colors and everything like that. And then, of course, the next trip was our wedding trip, and that was in June 2006. We took a road trip down, and we were there a little bit before the wedding. We were there for the wedding, and then, of course, we stayed and honeymooned there, but we were married at the wedding pavilion. We had our reception at Boardwalk. There were 30 family and friends there. We honeymooned there. It was amazing. Then Disney Fairy Tale Weddings gave us, for a wedding gift, Eric and I, annual passes for that year. And so we decided to go in September over Labor Day weekend back down to Disney World. And we went again during Christmas time. It was a little bit, I think it was the day after Christmas we left, and we came back the day after New Year's Day. We saw all the decorations. I had never been during Christmas time, so we went and we saw all the decorations. We went to Epcot, watched the fireworks on New Year's Eve. It was amazing. Loved that trip. Then in March 2008, Eric did not go down, but my dad, mom, two sisters, and myself, we all went down for a family vacation in March 2008, and I was 7 months pregnant. So that was very interesting. It went well. I just had to go to the bathroom a lot. I remember every step that I took. I felt like I had to go to the bathroom. A lot of bathroom breaks. And then in May 2008, our first baby was born, baby Bella. And Bella's first trip to Disney World was in the summer of 2009. And we went end of May, beginning of June. And then actually we took another trip to California, a big long road trip, and we got to go to Disneyland. So her first trips in the summer, she got to go to Disney World and Disneyland. Then in May of 2010, our second baby was born, and that is Mika. And Mika's first trip, or our first trip as a family of 4, was in 2010 in December. We loved it so much when we went together that we wanted to go back down again during Christmas time. And again, we went to the resorts. We saw all the decorations. It's amazing. It's amazing during Christmas time. The Osborne lights, everything. And then in December of 2011, our third baby was born, and that is baby Ava. And so her first trip, or our first trip as a family of 5, was in the summer of 2012. We went to Walt Disney World. and then again in September of 2013. Now, going back, I missed. In February of 2013, my little sister and I ran in the Princess Half Marathon. And that was a blast, a long weekend just with my mom and my two sisters and I. So are there any future plans to go to Walt Disney World? Of course there is. My little sister and I, again, are going to be running in the Princess Half Marathon in February 2014. And my mother is going to go along with us again. And then we're deciding summer family trip. Not sure yet. Where, when, maybe, not sure. And then my little sister and I, again, are already thinking, because you have to sign up so far in advance and it fills up so quickly, we want to do a different half marathon, but another Disney half marathon. And so we're thinking of maybe doing the Wine and Dine in November of 2014. So stay tuned to this channel because there are a lot more fun Disney vacations, tips, reviews coming your way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.